Welcome to the Spurs News Podcast, your home for all things Tottenham Hotspur. Now, here are your hosts.
And welcome to a new episode of the Spurs News Podcast. I am Sam. Joining me, the provider of that wonderful audio, it's a slightly hoarse-sounding Matt.
I don't know if it's my voice I've got to worry about. I'm thinking of possibly going to the doctor to see if they can get this smile kind of taken down from my face, because it just seems to be permanently on since last night.
Yeah, man. I put a tweet out earlier on today. It's like anyone else just randomly smiling today and kind of like going, "Oh, that felt good. That felt good."
It was amazing. Amazing.
So we knew the game was on a Thursday. Typically, we put the show out on a Thursday, so we record Thursday morning, put the show out, and we made the decision because of how massive the game was. You were going, and it was kind of like, okay, we're gonna knock the show back a day, and then we looked at our work schedules and we're like, no, it's gonna have to be Saturday. Okay, well that gives us a day to recover. You know, if we lose, we're gonna need that day to collect ourselves anyway. Otherwise, the podcast would just be, two grown men sobbing, and if we win, we probably need the day to get over the celebration. And both of us probably think it's going to be a bloody 0-0 draw, isn't it? And then we go and destroy them, and we're here because we're so excited. We found time in our schedules to record early anyway. So I'm not actually going to post this on the Facebook page till tomorrow on Saturday, because I've said it's going to be Saturday, but it's going to go live today. So anyone who's got us on automatic download will find the show a day early, which should be fun for anyone. And anyone who doesn't have that, you should subscribe. That's my cheap plug for the whole show.
Absolutely.
But yeah, so this is the Spurs News Podcast. Any news, do you think, Matt? Is there anything that needs discussing in any form of detail?
Well, nothing going on. There was a game yesterday, wasn't there?
Yeah,
but I mean, do we want to talk about it? I don't.
Can you remember who it was? It was a home game. I think it was home. I think it was at our ground.
I got a recollection of going yesterday.
Do you know what? All these games, they blur after a while, don't they? It's
they
kind
do.
of like,
they do.
Nah, bollocks. That game was amazing. I endure North London derbies. I hate them. Anyone who's listened to the podcast a long time will know that. I put myself through them like some form of torture, I guess. Even when we're really good and we look like we're going to win, I just hate them, because I know what it's like when we don't win. And we were going into the game, and I was feeling that. I was really feeling it. And then yesterday morning, I saw a tweet someone put out about the atmosphere. And they were saying, this is going to be the first North London derby in our stadium, full of fans. It's going to be a nighttime kickoff. This is going to be special. And then a little while after that, I saw something come out to season ticket holders in the South Stand, about creating, this massive, well, I can't remember. Do you know what? What did I actually say? Because when we did the Champions League, it was to dare is to do. But it was like dare something, and it was do, wasn't it? Like love, happiness, and laughter.
Do.
Yeah, dream, dare, do. Was that?
Yeah.
It? So
dare, dream, do.
There we go. Thank you. We got there in the end. We beat Arsenal 3-0. I don't care. So I saw that, and I was like, I think you said, you were like, oh, how's everyone feeling? I was like, I feel really good. I think tonight's going to be special. I just had this weird feeling, like I felt calm. I never feel calm about a North London derby.
No.
I just felt absolutely like this is going to be special. Our stadium, like a few people like, oh, these modern stadiums, they don't create the noise. No, our stadium, it does. You get a special night in there, and it is something else. And yeah, I think Man City at the start of the season, that atmosphere was incredible. And then last night just went up a whole nother level.
Oh, it did. It was a completely different level, full stop. I know when your enthusiasm petered out a little bit. I can give you the exact at 6:45
Yeah,
p.m.
it was. So, I'm in various chat groups and stuff like that, and the rumors of Romero being injured started circulating about 10 minutes before the team was announced. And I don't know about you, but I typically see that sort of thing before every team announcement. Like, oh, Kane's broke his leg, he's out for the rest of the season. Yeah, whatever.
Yeah,
So I kind of looked at that and thought, oh, well, wouldn't that be a nightmare? Wouldn't that just be the worst possible thing that could happen? We're looking really solid at the back. Romero's the man. He's going to love a derby. And then, yeah, sure enough, the team's announced. And what makes it worse is anyone who follows our team announcements on the Facebook page, I didn't believe it to the point that even when I saw the team, I still added Romero to it because I looked at it and went, oh, that's unchanged. So I've done it.
yeah.
And then the only reason why it's twigged with me is because I've gone, isn't it weird that Sanchez hasn't made the bench? I wonder if Sanchez has picked up a knock. No, he's playing, Sam, you idiot. It's Romero who's picked up the knock. And I think it was in our group chat. I just went, yeah, the confidence is starting to fade a little bit. That's knocked me a bit. But yeah, it was weird. It was a weird day. I watched the game and I'm like, I feel good. I feel like we're gonna do this. And yeah, I've never had that with a North London derby. There was just something about it being at our ground that night, knowing the atmosphere there was going to be there. I just kind of knew. Felt it in my bones. We were definitely going to get a result. I don't think I could have told you we were going to win 3-0. I don't think in my wildest expectations I thought it was going to be a comfortable victory where we got to play Ole football for a good 10 minutes at one point. That was fun.
You say with 10 minutes to go, this is the thing, and this is, I guess, like I'll always kind of say that by nature I'm pessimistic, but I try to fight it and be positive, kind of almost counteract it. But I think when the third goal went in, the Ole started coming out almost after that, and also about the Arsenal get battered. Arsenal get battered. Everybody go now. Final whistle. Yes, I'll get involved in that if it stays 3-0. Yeah. But guys, we've got about 40 minutes left. Come on.
My pet hate song. And I know when you're there, you get caught up on it. But my pet hate song I hear if we're watching on the TV or something is when you start singing, your effing shit and all that stuff. And I'm like, don't do that. Just don't. And I think as Spurs fans, we have that anyway. We could be 10-0 up with a minute to go and just be looking at the referee going, blow the whistle, dude. Blow the whistle. I can't handle this. Yeah. And it's like recent history even hurts us. Like we're 3-0 up against West Ham and cruising, 10 minutes to go. We're in reverse. We're not even in first gear. We are literally just like chilling, and bang, 3-0. Yeah, West Ham doing that to us was a nightmare. But all of us could look at that and go, "Oh, abomination, one off. What the hell?" Arsenal did it to us. I don't think I'd recover. So we were 3-0 up. And I think they had a chance, or something happened, and they had a chance, and he hit straight at the keeper, and Lloris just caught it, looked around, rollicked a few people, and then threw the ball out. And I just looked down and went, "Oh, don't do this to me, Tottenham, please." I really that West Ham result hurt me. This might be the end. This might be the moment that you get a letter from my solicitor to say you actually killed this man, and the family is suing you. Sorry, mate, go on.
I was just going to say we got to about 75 minutes, or maybe even a little bit earlier than that, and I can't blame them because the other way around I'll be the same. But you start seeing them slowly sneaking out,
that was
and
beautiful.
My favourite one: is there a fire drill? Yeah. Is there a fire?
Mate, I watching that.
And do you know what?
Yeah, go on.
No, I was just going to say, all the old school, all the kind of, a lot of the old school chants started coming out. Like every time Ramsdale kicked it, as he's like, oh, yeah. It's brilliant. Do you know what? We talk about the atmosphere. Yeah. It helped the fact that we scored that early goal. It helped the fact that we had 10 men. Right. But it was, I'll always say, and I said to Seb, before the game, because obviously it was his first North London derby. I said, mate, I know what a first North London derby.
Yeah.
But I said to him, mate, it's going to be the atmosphere will be nothing like you've ever experienced. I mean, it's the only game of the season when no one sits down throughout the 90 minutes. Yeah. Everyone stands. No one's going to sit down in the North London derby.
Yeah.
But it was just because it was so comfortable. And I know I said about how I was like, stop singing this, but you wanted to get involved because we were rubbing it in their faces.
Dude, we've had so many. Look, let's just put this in perspective. Everyone knows it. We've had years and years of them being the better side on the pitch than us. There'll never be a better club than us, so I'm not having that. But they've been a better team on the pitch. And we've all had that. Like, I remember going 1-0 up and losing 5-1 to them, and stuff like that. And it's just like, I do not. Of course, I'm going to enjoy this. Of course, I'm going.
Yeah.
My poor friend, who's a devout Arsenal fan, and me and her have been friends for years. She said, I mean, this is cruel, okay, and everyone's going to know I'm cruel. I had this really good feeling about this game, as you know, and I said to her, I said, I don't know if I'm going to watch, to be honest with you. I said I'm feeling pretty confident. I think it'd be a good game, but I think Tottenham are definitely going to win, but I've got a lot of work to do. So my friend thought she would be a hero and message me updates. Of course I'm going to watch, but I cruelly let her message me every 10 minutes of the game with updates.
Oh, quality.
I have saved by a screenshot these messages, which are getting saltier and so stained with tears for it. And at the end of it, because she messages me before every game and just goes, for the next 90 minutes or whatever, you're a dick, I don't like you. And then at the end she'll put, okay, I love you again. It's like, that's fine, okay, I could take that. But yeah, mate, I mean, it's cruel. She'll never listen to this, so I'm safe, but it is so cruel. Just 10 minutes in. And it's like the first one's like, kick off, even game. 10 minutes gone, Arsenal are on top, we're going to do this. Penalty, bit soft, but yeah, I can see why it was given. 1-0, Kane scored. I'm like, yeah, I know. Down to 10 men. I don't think it was a yellow card. I don't think it was. And I'm like, yeah, it was, but I'm not telling you that because I'm not watching. You keep giving me the updates. 2-0, Kane again, game over. I'm like, I was like, oh, really? Oh, wow. Okay, well, yeah, keep me up to date. I mean, we rarely show up in the second. I literally said this. We rarely show up in the second half. So, I'm sure you guys will get back into it, even with 10 men. What, a minute in? Sonny scores 3-0. For the second time, game over, 3-0. And I went, oh, game over again. Yeah. Oh, I'm horrible. And it's for things like that.
It was
I'll
just
be burning in
you
hell.
know what? No, mate, no, it's not. You won't be burning in hell. Not, she's your mate, but she's an Arsenal fan.
Yeah, exactly.
They
she
deserve
deserves it. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. do you know what the atmosphere though? Like, I know, I'm going to wax lyrical about the atmosphere.
No, please do, because it was one of the. Literally, I wrote a bullet point. I was like, Matt, talk about what it was like to be there, because it must have been special.
Well, do you know what? I actually saw a comment on a Facebook group, and it was. If you don't mind me reading it out, it really summed it up.
Yeah, crack on.
So this guy's put, hi everyone, just to say I've been a Spurs fan for over 60 years. Yeah. I've been to many games, including FA Cup finals, Europe games, but I have never heard the old or new White Hart Lane rock like last night. I would like to thank every one of you for the fantastic support you gave for the team. I've loved with all my heart for so many years. You really are the best fans in the world. Hope you'll get behind the team again on Sunday.
Yeah, man.
And do you know what? The South Stand, it's been purposely, as you told me, it's been purposely designed for the noise.
Yeah.
And there was a couple of points, because I was singing my heart out. Like it's one of those things where I always think, that if you paused it, someone clapped and it paused, and everyone got taken away, and it was just me, they wouldn't hear me, right? Because I'm just trying my best. But the whole chorus. But I thought, do you know what? I'm going to stop singing and just listen.
Yeah.
Just like, because I'm in the South, I'm right in the heart of it. I just want to listen. I don't want to be insane. It was just insane. It's just that it takes your breath away. That kind of echoey kind of chorus of all. It was phenomenal. Like I can't. It's hard to describe how incredible it felt. And what I like as well. I mean, I've obviously read out a view of a Spurs fan, which you kind of possibly argue is going to be a biased view, even though he's kind of comparing it to to glory years in the past. But then when you see someone like Gary Neville saying it's one of the best atmospheres he's ever seen, someone who's got no bias at all towards it, then you could think, right.
There's also a journalist who's an Arsenal fan, and he tweeted last night. He said, I'm an Arsenal fan, so it really hurts me to say this, but that stadium and that atmosphere, he said, there's nothing else like that in England.
Really?
Yeah. I can't remember which one it was, but he was just like, there's nothing. And loads of people were replying, and there was a couple of replies. I mean, obviously a lot of crap, but a couple of Arsenal fans, I was at the game tonight, we didn't show up. He said, but yeah, that said that was something else. That was, and it is because, you think of the derbies and like White Lane and stuff like that, and the atmospheres were amazing at White Lane. But I don't know about you, but it felt like the stadium could collapse at any moment. It was like this atmosphere is literally rocking the joint.
Yeah,
and that place, it feels like the whole stadium's like amplifying you. It's like, go on and shout louder, son. I can take it.
Yeah, absolutely. It's brilliant because you got. I guess the Liverpool have it with the Cop as well.
Yeah. Because
you've got such a concentrated amount of people in one stand.
Yeah.
It just takes a few hundred to start a song, and you notice within seconds. It's like when you. I think of it sometimes, on social media, for example, when occasionally you'll put something like a TikTok or something out of nowhere, you put it and it just grows out of nowhere.
Yeah,
and that's what happened.
Speaking of TikTok, dear boy, there is a TikTok which is out there. Just give me 1 second. Here we go. There's a TikTok account which is the Spurs News TikTok account. Are you aware that Spurs News has a TikTok account, my friend? I'm
aware, and I'm also aware that my boy's becoming viral on one of your posts.
Your boy is a star. So the audio you can all hear at the start of our show, and you'll hear it again at the end because I've put it in at the end as well. 16,000 views in climbing. And if any Spurs fans want a laugh, just go to the comment section because there are so many Arsenal fans crying. Mate, I was going to comment, I only need to pick vinegar up today because there's enough salt in the comment section. It is ridiculous.
Do you know what I love as well? Obviously everyone's listening to the audio, but we were in that was us coming. So we've come down the stairs, and at the bottom of the south stand, where those two huge white pillows are.
Yeah.
There, and no one wants to leave. Look, a final whistle, Sam. Right, at any game, a final whistle, everyone pulls out a final whistle. Right, this game, you look around a final whistle, the ground was near on capacity.
Yeah, no one wanted to go.
No one would go. I said to the guy next to me, I was like, I could happily just sit down for half an hour
and just let that sink in. Yeah.
Stop a grin on my face and just stare at the pitch and just like, what have I just witnessed? That was amazing. Yeah. So no one wanted to go. So they get into the end of the near the exit, and obviously everyone started, as you can see if you watch the video, everyone's going absolutely mad. Like the atmosphere is fantastic, and it just like Seb wanted to get involved, and at one point some guy grabbed his hands and he started dancing. And you could see Seb was looking at me like, what's going on? But he was just getting involved in it,
I loved it because I have these moments where you share like the pictures and the videos and stuff, and I have these kind of moments of just seeing it through Seb's eyes, which I'm sure that must just be the feeling, mustn't it? That must just be like you sit there and you're like, I've sat through 20 odd years of crap against this lot. You, my boy, have just witnessed something. So part of me doesn't like you right now, but most of me loves you.
What did we say, Sam? The biggest win against Arsenal in the league since the year you was born?
So basically, we have not won this many consecutive home games against Arsenal since 1961. And that is our biggest winning league margin against them since 1983, which was the year I was born. And I, ladies and gentlemen, I'm 39 years old. So 39 years, my life, literally my life. That is our biggest league win against them. And I know, see, the funny thing is, like, I've posted these things today, and I know I've had messages like, oh, wow, you're bragging about that. I'm like, it's not bragging, it's just enjoying the moment. I have sat through you lot winning against me. So, no, I don't care. Say what you want. I mean, I'll tell you the one thing that does gets me, and I don't get to me actually. Gets me is the wrong word, but I do look at it and I just think it is so weird. All the other London teams, like I say the other London, I mean the Premier League. So let's say West Ham, Chelsea, and Arsenal. There is no rivalry there. They basically all sit in a stadium together, put their hand in each other's crotches, and start singing about Tottenham. It's like a circle jerk for hating Spurs.
Yeah.
I don't get that, like, or anything.
Yeah,
but
completely.
the thing that I love is even our Twitter admin gets it. Like before kickoff yesterday, the tweets were just like, "This is it. No, this is important. This is," and everyone was replying like, "Admin gets it. He knows. He knows none of this circle jerk crap where we're all the London clubs. Oh, didn't they do well? Nah, balls, man. this means something to us. And like we play West Ham, it's like it's a London derby. We play Chelsea, yeah, it's a London derby. We'd love to beat Chelsea, but it's a London derby. We play Arsenal, it's like this is fucking life and death.
No, that's right,
and that's what it means.
Yeah, like I said to you, Sam, it's the only game we stand up. The only, like Chelsea, we sit down. West Ham, we sit down. Arsenal, no one sits down for a second in the stadium. You know, and that tells you all you need to know about.
Well, it's
the proper derby. Yeah. But you know what I was going to say? Intense, absolutely. I just remember because I was talking. I kind of went off a tangent. I forgot the point I was going to make. Yeah. But we was talking about the comments on the TikTok, and a lot of them are along the lines of, there's a few people that are saying embarrassing, right? So you watch it and people go, "Oh, that's embarrassing." Yeah. Now, what's more embarrassing, right? Now, I bet you any money that when Arsenal beat us, that they was all celebrating like they were. Big time, yeah. Wouldn't it be more embarrassing to quietly walk out of the stadium and go, "Oh, we only beat Arsenal 3-3 because we haven't won a trophy for this game. Let's all just quietly walk home. It's only a game, isn't it? Okay. Yeah. Oh, everyone all right, guys. We're all cool." Is that what happens when you beat your closest, deadliest rivals in a game that could potentially change the course of next season, or do you go mad and celebrate? Like, I don't get how is that in any shape or form embarrassing to go mad like we did? I don't get it.
I'd call it the joy police. Like, you're not allowed to enjoy yourself. I mean, I say to people, I never get a response because they don't have one. It's just like, do you really only find joy in football by watching millionaires pick up a bit of tin? It's like, is that literally it? Like, you don't enjoy any of the games or anything like that. Nothing matters to you at all but that. And it's like, oh, so losers mentality. No, it's not. I'm a fan of football. I'm not a fan of trophies. I know that's a weird. I think out of context, people would clip that and be like, "That's a Tottenham fan." But hopefully, everyone knows what I mean. It's like, lifting the effort. All these, don't get me wrong, those days, brilliant. Can't wait. That's our target. We got to be doing that. That's where we want to be, and then we can all just like really enjoy those moments, and that's fine. But I enjoy loads of moments throughout a season. Like my first ever game was a semi-final, FA Cup semi-final, and we went on to win the FA Cup that year. And my memory is all the semi-final. Like, I know we won the final. I watched it on TV. It was brilliant. We lifted a trophy. I went to the semi-final. That's it. My memory of that FA Cup win that season is purely that one game. There are other games, like from other seasons, where we lifted the League Cup a couple of times. I don't overly remember the finals that much or anything. I remember feeling great we won a trophy, but I remember like the odd game. I remember Ginola beating like 5 people and scoring. You know, it's just So I don't, and I think everybody's the same. But it's this trophy thing. It's like, oh, Tottenham don't win trophies. We can say that to them. That's our thing. That's our go-to. That's our like Tottenham are happy about something. Yeah, well, you haven't won a trophy. And but the thing, and I've said it before, and everyone needs to be aware of this. Even when we do win, they'll still say crap. So, oh wow, so you've won one trophy, big deal. We could win everything. We could do the Liverpool and win a quadruple, and we would still get, yeah, well, you didn't do it with 11 English players, did you? You know, cool. So we're just gonna get crap no matter what. So enjoy the moments, and I personally am enjoying beating Arsenal 3-0.
Yeah, enjoy the salty tears. Do you know what? When I came out, so as we was walking back back to Seven Sisters, I said to Seb, like, obviously we were completely buzzing, and I said, right, okay, we've now all we've got left is Burnley. So, barring something incredible happening at Burnley, what would be 5 games that you've been to this season? Yeah. And do you know what? Interestingly, out of the top 5, he didn't mention the Everton game, which is the one that we scored, I think, the most goals in. You know, it was 5-0, wasn't it? Which just goes to show. And actually, his second ranked one was Liverpool, the 2-2 draw against Liverpool. Yeah. So, you know, I think that's what people miss sometimes. You know, like you're going to be entertained, aren't you? And like, don't get me wrong, that Everton game was entertaining.
Yeah.
But Everton was so poor that it was just like, it was almost like a walk in the park. You know, whereas like the Liverpool game and the Arsenal game, you know. No, and the Man City game as well. It's like ones that it's going to be so tough. You're praying for a win. Mm-hmm. You know, probably like you and probably like most fans, Sam. I spent like all week, right? Don't think about it. Just don't think about it. Get on with your life. It's only a game. Don't think about it. But mate, all week I was thinking about this game. Right? Every moment I had like a quiet moment to myself. I'm like, stop thinking about it. Stop thinking about it. It's in the back of my mind all the time.
Yep.
So the tension, the hope, you know, and to there. And destroy him in such a fantastic way. We're going to go down. We're going to go mad. We're going to jump up and down. Yeah. Do you know what? I don't care what you say about whether it's a trophy or not. We were absolutely buzzing our nuts off coming out of that stadium. Like people at the stadium, people at home, every Spurs fan, we were buzzing, weren't we? So let's enjoy it. Let's enjoy the moment.
Yeah, and that's it. I mean, it's just. The thing is as well, and I think I want to sort of walk through and pick a few things out. Obviously, Harry Kane, phenomenal. His record against Arsenal now is insane. He's scored the most goals of any player in North London Derby's history now. He's scored against Arsenal, he has scored in 8 consecutive seasons. He's the only player to ever do that against one club in the Premier League. And he's now just 2 goals behind Thierry Henry's record for London derbies. There ain't another London team this season, Harry, so you just have to stay and break the record next year. Sorry, mate.
Yeah, he's only 20. Do you know he's only 20 behind Jimmy Greaves now? Total goals scored. Did you know that?
Yeah. I saw
20 goals now.
It's next season, mate. That is literally it. Next season. Conte stays, Kane stays, Kane barrels in 30 plus, and we lift the trophy easy. I don't know what people are worried about.
Do you know what's interesting? Yeah, no, exactly. Do you know what's interesting as well? I don't know if you've seen, because I saw someone's mocked up. Do you know what? You must have seen it, because I'm sure it's doing the rounds on Twitter as well. But it's kind of a mock-up of all Kane's goals intertwined with some Arsenal fan TV. Have you seen it?
Yeah.
Yeah, so it starts off with a guy going, what's his name? Harry Kane. Right? And but do you know what I found quite interesting? A lot of goals he scored against Arsenal in the North London derby have been penalties.
I know, right?
A lot of them have been penalties, haven't they?
Yeah.
Think about at least. I was because it was showing them. I'm like, was that the penalty from last night? Oh no, that wasn't. Was that the penalty from last night? Oh no, that wasn't. It's scored loads and loads of penalties. I think about 7 or 8. Must be about 6 or 7 of them penalties.
So speaking of penalties, then that gives us a good segue. Your opinion? I mean, you were there. I'm guessing you've now watched it back as well. Being there from the distance, I doubt you could have seen it. But having watched it back, are you agreeing with the ref?
Yeah, I mean, from the distance, I couldn't make it head or tail of it.
No.
I think the thing is, for me, right, and if you watch this, and I don't know if you're of the same opinion, if you watch it just on the casting camera, it looks like so soft.
Yeah.
But then when you watch it from the angle that the referee's seeing, you can see Son just get skived down.
Yeah,
he's going one way towards the ball, and he gets knocked completely the other way.
And the thing is, as well, is where the referee, and you're absolutely right, that angle is what does it, because when you're looking at the other angle, it's like they've both jumped for the ball and Son's gone down. Why is it a pen? And because I looked down, VAR will overturn that. And then they showed the angle the referee has literally seen, and the guy doesn't look at the ball. He just literally jumps straight in the Son and takes him out. And that's it. And the referee's right. And it's one of those where and I say this genuinely, forget everything else, forget Tottenham Arsenal a second, but those should be given all the time. And referees sometimes don't. Because, it's in the box, so we don't want to give a penalty. It happens outside the box, that's a free kick all day long. And it's one of those. Now, if they all did it, that crap would stop. Do you remember that season where there were a load of penalties because they decided, right, you push or pull someone in the box as a defender, we're going to give a penalty?
That's right.
And it cleared it up. And now they've just slowly let it go. And just now it's back to literally players get wrestled to the ground. The referee's like, 6-1. It's like, no, it isn't, mate. But I'm with you. I think the penalty was spot on. I think the guy who got sent off should have already been sent off. He came out fired up, which No, it's a North London derby, man. Yeah, be fired up. But the minute he got booked, I think Sonny targeted him. And I think Sonny used his intelligence, and I think he got in that guy's face. But the second yellow, I just cannot believe people are debating it. I just can't. He doesn't just body check him out the wet. He literally shoulder charges into the face. Like, even in rugby, that's a red card now.
Do you remember Zidane? No. Do you remember when Zidane got sent off in, I think, his last game for France? They sort of turned around and headbutted him.
Yeah.
That was like that kind of motion, wasn't it? He sort of turned around, didn't headbutt him, but
he literally, he literally deliberately body. Now, you use your body to block a guy off running. Referees tend to sort of let that go. Sometimes they'll ping you and go, "Oh, I saw that." But when you actually, and again, look where the referee is. He is looking right at him, and Kane made sure. Mind,
he did.
We're talking about a Jose masterclass for a moment, and I think Antonio is probably the same. But the minute that happened, Kane turned to the referee and went, "Did you see that?" Like, straight away. Yeah. Sonny's on the floor on the deck in pain, and Kane's like, "Oh, you're right, mate. Nah, none of that. I'm getting in the referee's face," and he's right. He was absolutely spot on.
Card out of his pocket, wouldn't it? I thought he was going to take it.
Yeah, no, the referee bang gone. And when you see the angle from the referee again, though, he sees it perfectly because he actually sees him bring the arm. Like, if you body check, you sort of change your angle and you change your body angle, and you do that where you put your arms out, don't they? Like when they're shielding the ball to go out for a goal kick, like, oh, you can't get past me. Annoying, shouldn't be allowed, but everyone does it. That's how you do it as a defender. You do that, and the player runs into you, shouts at the ref goes, "Get on with it," and that's the end of it. He didn't. He literally just cracked him with his shoulder. It was definitely a yellow. You could argue if the referee booked him for that, VAR might have gone, "Yeah, have another look." That could be a straight red. And so
they said that, didn't they?
Penalty, absolutely a penalty. The red card, absolutely a red card. I have no idea what Lego Ed's on about, Arteta. I have no idea. I don't get what. Like, he's after the game going, "Oh, if I give my opinion in 6 months, I'll be banned." And I'm thinking, I genuinely want to know what you're angry about. I like, be angry about, I felt, we could have had this chance, unfortunately, once it was down to 10 men, it was difficult and Tottenham played well. All right. Or if you don't want to say we played well, just say, once that happened, maybe it was debatable. I don't know. Muddy the water a bit if you want, but don't go full Arsene Wenger. Oh, no, didn't see it. Referee cost us. I mean, even Conte. Conte appears to be developing a quite beautiful love affair with Arsenal. Going into this, I think every press conference he made sure to remind everybody that the game got postponed because of Arsenal having one COVID case.
Yep.
He made that. He is still so angry about that. My personal. Mate, motivation. My personal favourite tweet came at half-time, which was Arsenal postponed this game for however many months because of one player being out, and now they're playing the second half with 10 men anyway.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it's like, brilliant. Yeah.
Do you know what? Before you move on from the subject of Sonny, I don't know if this is something you pick up on when you watch it when you watch him on television, but there definitely seems to be a different side to him that I think Conte's bringing out of him. So Sonny, I've always said with Sonny, he's like a kid, isn't he? He's like a kid, like he's one of those players, and I think I put Jermaine Defoe in the same category that you can imagine would just happily play football for nothing.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah, I don't think his dad had let him. I watched that documentary, man.
No, yeah, but it's just a pure and utter joy, isn't it? Like you can see, it's just a pure and utter joy for watching him play football. You can see he just enjoys it, just loves it. Yeah. Even when he got taken off, you can see how much he upset. I know obviously you've got the golden boot, and that's
I loved that. I loved that.
That was so do I.
Because he didn't like throw his toys out the pram or anything. He was just pissed off.
Upset.
And
He can still look really upset. Yeah.
and he sat there, and the guys, sorry mate, I got to do it. He sat there, and I don't know if you can see him on the stand, but on TV they proper put a camera on him, and the guys next to him going like, "It's fine, you know, Burnley's coming out," and you can almost lip read Burnley's coming. He was going, "There's goals out there." And he's like pointing at the pitch. He's like, "I was fine. I was chasing," like, and he was like proper gestating everything. The full time, Sonny's obviously got a coat on now. He's coming onto the pitch. Conte goes straight up to him, laughing his head off. By the way, gives him this massive like bear hug, and so he's like, "Oh, whatever." Even post match, like, "Oh, have you forgiven him yet?" He's like, "Yes, it's fine." He's like the nicest, happiest guy in the world, and he threw an absolutely, like, sat on that bench absolutely. To me, it was like when a toddler's angry, you know, just like so. Ooh, I'm cross. I don't know how to express myself. It was great. Oh, I love the guy. He is absolute joy personified for me. When we signed him, it was like, I don't really know this guy, and he didn't really settle in that first season, and you're kind of like, oh, bloody hell, Tottenham, another signing that's just not going anywhere. And you just can't imagine not having him in our side now. He's something else.
You know,
he's been nominated for Player of the Year, by the way.
Yeah, I don't think he'll win it, but he should be up there, shouldn't he?
I think so. I think enough people should recognise how good he's been.
I think it might come down to, you know, I hate to say it, but probably probably from a player from Liverpool who, you know, I know they're not for the quadruple, it's only a treble now, but they'll look at that, won't they?
Well, they'll probably look at that and think that they deserve it because of how many of them have asthma.
Yeah, no, it's ridiculous.
Moving on.
But do you know what I was going to say before I forget with Sonny? The point I was going to make was that I think that with him now, and again, I don't know if this is something you pick up on television, but he looks not. I don't know how best to describe it. Not you know, it's not the joy's taken out of it, but it's become quite
feisty.
He doesn't seem so innocent now,
yeah,
right? So
yeah.
so when we when the opposition get a free kick, it's almost like he's kind of like he'll be the one man wall, and you look at him and he's kind of. It looks like he's being clever. Like he's very clever. Like and I think he got Holding sent off yesterday. I think he got him sent off. And you talk about the Mourinho and that kind of probably Conte's in that same mould. I think Conte's changing, son. I think if next season, I think, you know, obviously you'll have the summer to work. I think you'll slowly see Sonny develop. I think into a different. You won't recognise him from a few years ago, but he's going to be a very different player. You know. Yeah. And it's definitely the Conte effect on him. You know, he definitely is. He just seems to be more. You know, I don't think he's never been. He's not been. You know, we talk about savviness. He's always been savvy, but it just seems to be that kind of. You know, like when you look at the teams that win titles, like, you know, look at the Chelsea's, the Man City's, and obviously the Juventus's and Milan's. That he's had, like, you know, over the years and won them titles. The players have just got to have that about them. That kind of. And I said it about Mourinho, didn't I? Like Mourinho, you know, I remember when we used to play Chelsea and Mourinho was their manager. And I think we played him in a couple of cup semi-finals, and it was just. But they were so clever the way they played. Yeah, it's not just about their ability; it's how they do certain things, and I'm seeing it in Son. Definitely, there's difference.
I think so. Know? I think you see it in Kane as well.
You know, you're right.
We've all seen that ability for him to drop deep, to, you know, forward. But what I saw in the North London derby, which is he's always had a bit of a niggle about him. We know that. He ain't shy. But there was a moment where Arsenal were trying to get at Sonny. You know, they were trying to get a bit of retaliation, I think. And Kane stood there and literally pushed the guy away. Like, literally, and was pushing it. And then when the referees walked off, and he just kept doing it. And the minute the referee turned back around, he stopped. Right. So all the referee has seen is this guy get up to Sonny, Kane get in the way. The referees walked off. As the referees come back, you can see this guy going, right, having a right mouth at Kane. He's looking at the ref. Kane's just like shrugging, like, I don't know what he's doing. But up for, like, literally 5. And don't get me wrong, I'm one of those people. Someone like pokes me or does that little shove on me, it really drives me nuts. So I'm watching him do that, and I'm like, oh, Harry, you, because you're not getting sent off for that. You're not getting sent off for, like, oh, come on, get away. You're not anything. But if he retaliates, if this guy starts properly going mental, that guy's the one in trouble. So, the England captain is he's got a bit about him, man. He did everything you'd ask of him, and I'll tell you who else did everything you could ask of him. It was Kulusevski. Yep. You get these players come in and you look at it and you think, are they going to understand what this is? And he got it. He, as the youth would say, he understood the assignment. He was something else. Defensively, he worked his ass off. Offensively, he's a real handful, and I think he loved that fight. I think he really enjoyed it. I thought Bentancur was excellent. I think someone said to me earlier on he had 100% pass rate in the game in a North London derby.
And that's an assist as well.
Yeah, and that's it. That's his game. His game is keep the ball going, keep moving. 100% pass accuracy in a North London derby in that midfield. That was phenomenal. I think that was Højbjerg's best game for us. I thought he was.
Yeah, I agree.
I thought he was next level, which I've been critical of him this season. I think he needs to rotate more. I think he runs himself into the ground, which isn't a bad thing. You say that, but someone said to me, if he plays against Burnley, that's his 100th appearance for us in under 2 seasons.
That's insane.
Yeah, when you think about the fact that Lucas has been here 4-5 seasons, and it was his 200th appearance when he came off the bench. But yeah, Højbjerg, out of every game for the last 2 seasons, he's missed 4.
Wow.
Yeah, and so it's no wonder that at times he looks like he ain't following people. He ain't reacting as quickly as he needs to be. He needs someone to go, right, Pierre, you're going to be our machine for this game, but then the next game I need someone else to be that machine. And I think that's what we need. If we're going to be playing 3 games a week, which is what we aim to be doing, be it Champions League or Europa League, we want to be progressing in whichever of those 2 competitions we're in. So we need to make sure we address that, because Højbjerg will run himself into the ground, but then we need someone else to step in. Hopefully Skip's obviously back.
Yeah.
But Bentancur, great. Sorry, mate, just to finish that, Bentancur was great, Højbjerg was great. But if I was to pick one player who stood up and just stepped in and was like, wow, I can't believe he had that performance, it's Big Davinson Sanchez. I can't get over it. The guy had the most passes into the final third of anyone in our team. He won every aerial duel in the entire game. He was flawless. He hadn't played for 2 months.
Yeah. It just shows you, doesn't it?
It just, like, a back 3, I've always thought he was better. I've always thought he was better in a back 3, but I think it says a lot about the organisation and the coaching that a guy can be out of the team for that long and step in. And Romero is world class, but I didn't feel like we dropped the level. I was so blown away. I was delighted, but so blown away. Sorry, mate, I cut you off because I wanted to finish that thought because I knew I'd forget.
No, don't be silly, mate. It was just to say that Skip came on at half time
Nice.
for an interview. They interview players. They're just. He got a massive ovation.
Good.
We're desperate for him to come back, and he'll be, like you said, he'll be that kind of. They'll play together, but one can play or the other one can play. With Bentancur now as well.
If I'm doing fantasy fantasy football and I'm signing, I am adding someone to that midfield. I'm working on the theory that Harry Winks' time at the club is done, because he's not established himself under Conte. He didn't under Mourinho. So love you, mate, but it's time for you to go play football, and it's time for us to move on from it. I would want to add another player in that mould. So if you've got Højbjerg, Skip, you've got Bentancur, you want to add another player like that, so you can almost rotate between the 4. Do you know what I mean? Like create pairs, and okay, so we're playing someone in the League Cup who we should be beating. It's going to be this pair, you guys play bloody well. Okay, right. Well, in that case, you're going to get a crack against Man City this week. Do you see what I mean? Like, create a bit of a, pushing each other. And I think in that engine room especially, you do need to monitor players, and you need to adjust them, and you do need to be able to bring people on.
Yeah, of course.
So I think that would be an area that I'd look at and think, yeah, who could I sign? But that said, Eric Dyer was incredible. I don't think he put a foot wrong. Ben Davies. Ben Davies is come. We as a club are chasing a left-sided centre back like crazy. Last summer, I said Ben Davies should be sold. We got Sessegnon, we got Reguilon, and then obviously Conte come in, back three, and Ben Davies literally our only left-footed centre half. He was amazing. He was great against Liverpool. Yeah. He was great against Arsenal. Literally body on the line, thou shalt not pass type defending. I can't get enough of that. That's for me. That's what it's all about. If you add a real quality player there, and Ben can then cover left back and left centre back, and he stays in the squad, I got no problem with that.
I agree, mate.
You want people who are dedicated professionals who seem to absolutely love the club and get it. He's there. I can't say enough. And of course, Sonny got his goal straight after half time. I mean, that felt like a weight lifted. I don't know how you felt, because that goal was right in front of you, wasn't it? Right in front of the south stand.
Yeah, it was. I know they always say it, don't they? That the most important time to get a goal is just after half time.
Yeah.
But it broke them, and you can imagine they've had 15 minutes of team talk. Look, we're down to 10 men. If we can do this, do that. That was just right. That just killed it stone dead.
Yeah.
And it probably brought I don't know if you picked up on it, but I think it probably brought the biggest noise of the day, because we were like, once that went in, we knew that was it. We can enjoy this game now,
Yeah, it was great. I loved it. I absolutely loved it. And the funny thing is as well is because I like I said, you're kind of looking at it, you're a Spurs fan. Your history as a Spurs fan, you're like, oh, we really need to kill this game. Like 2-0 is never dead. 2-0 is never dead when you're a Spurs fan. Please, guys, just get this done for us. And when that goal went in, I didn't even realise it, but like the tension I was clearly holding in my shoulders and everything, I was like, oh, I feel floppy. So, there we go. Oh, that's nice. And like I said, I think they created a chance not long after, and Lloris saved quite comfortably in the end. But I was like, oh no, there's that tension again. There I am. Straight back. I had 3 minutes of total relaxation, and now here we go. But yeah, sorry, mate, go on.
Sorry, mate, I was going to say Royale had a cracking chance as well, didn't he?
Yeah,
and he played away as well.
He has had back-to-back games at a really good level. I know it sounds so patronising, but it's like, do you think sometimes, and this can be a case in any walk of life, it's just clicked? Do you think that maybe he had that game or started or something clicked for him? Because it's chalk and cheese. If you compare his performances against Liverpool and then Arsenal against his performances against Brentford and Brighton, you would not believe it's the same player, would you?
Yep.
Defensively, offensively, his energy levels, it's just like, wow, okay, something clearly has clicked with this man, and thank goodness it has, because all of a sudden you're looking at it and you're thinking, if we somehow now can secure Champions League football, like maybe it's that. Maybe all of a sudden they're starting to believe. I don't know, but I do think the atmosphere played a part. I do really think those players walked out onto that pitch and they were taller because of it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, and you know what as well? That obviously, you mentioned it, us holding up the bags to make that sign.
Yeah.
I watched the extended highlights from the official page.
As you should, yeah.
Yeah, and you see as they're walking on, you can see Sonny, and he glances over there. He looks at it. So they're hearing that noise, they're seeing the support. It's going to have made a difference in it, surely.
Massively, I think. I think a difference. I think it's. I think like they do that line-up thing, and I just looked at it. I'm looking at them, and I'm thinking your hair must be on the back of your neck stood up. Your arms, the electricity inside that stadium. Even over the TV, I am goosebumps level. I'm thinking if you are still on that pitch. And also the opposite, Arsenal players must have just been like, "What the? Where are we?
It must have been intimidating.
What is this?" And because anything at all, like Arsenal player miss hit a pass, and the people were on them. It was It was great. I mean, you talk a lot about you go to Selhurst Park on a like Tuesday night, Wednesday night, something like that. It's a nightmare because the fans are right on you. In our stadium, that's what it's like. You've got an atmosphere and everyone's there baying for blood, it was something else. Now, can that be replicated on a lunchtime against Burnley? I don't know if it can get to that, but it needs to be something like everyone go into that game. Please, if you're listening and you've got tickets, speak to everyone around you because it made a difference. It really, really made a difference. And I think if it's the last home game of the season and we have to win, and we have to put pressure on Arsenal. We just have to do it. And
absolutely.
I really, and I know, you, mate. I was going to say, go on, you tell, not me.
Yeah, I was going to say, thanks to you, me and Sebby are going to be waving a 9-foot flag before the game on Sundays.
Yes, that's what I like. That's I loved it. I mean, the fans have done this. You know, the club got involved to create that for the North London derby, but a pure fan movement have created this with the flags. If you're listening, you got tickets in the South Stand. Check out, I think it's THFC Flags on Twitter. They are looking for, I think it's 2 to 3 more volunteers to be involved. But it's going to be special, and it's going to create an atmosphere, and it's going to create something again that when the players come onto the pitch, it's going to be like, oh, bloody hell, look at that, you know?
Yeah.
And I do think, you know, puff your chest out that little bit, like, oh, right, the fans are with us, come on, you know, let's get on this. And the Burnley game is going to be one of them. The Burnley game Burnley are going to sit deep. Burnley are going to try and hit us. They beat us 1-0 doing that. They're not going to alter it. There's not going to be some thing in Burnley's head where they're like, right, we're going to that stadium, we're going to have them from the first minute, push high up.
Go toe to toe.
Yeah, it ain't going to happen. But what I'm looking to, what I'm hoping for is that if I was to do any sort of team talk to this team, it would be all around start fast. Come at them fast, early, relentless, go at them. Because if we get a goal early, the whole game changes because they can't sit. They're in a relegation fight. They cannot sit for 90 minutes if they're losing. They will have to open up against us. So the minute we go a goal up, we can play our game. We can sit there and go, come on in. The minute you open your door, mate, Sonny's going to bag a hat-trick. Because Sonny wants the golden boot this season and I want him to get it.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, you know that goal he scored against Burnley, where he like basically ran the length of the pitch, and we did them 5-0 that day.
The Puskas goal, yeah.
Can we have that again, please? Can we have that, please? If I can put in a request, I'd very much like that result. Thank you. Do you know Jan Vertonghen on Twitter last night with a massive smiley face at us hammering Arsenal. Dele Alli on Instagram posting that he was watching the game on his live with a massive, thumbs up. There's something about the players who have been with us over the last few years as the club has sort of been transforming and moving forward. There is a real affection. Obviously, some have come and gone, but there seems... Oh, Eric Lamela as well. This will not shock anybody, but Lamela enjoyed that game.
Yeah, he loved the North London derby, didn't he?
Oh, I loved it. Absolutely loved it. He enjoyed that game. But yeah, I like I said to you, mate, I've loved every minute of that game. I've loved thinking about it. I've loved talking about it. I just can't I just can't stop smiling about it. I hope every other Tottenham fan listening to this has enjoyed it as much as we have. I did put a couple of posts out this week about comments and things like that, and I'm really sorry. I'm going to roll it onto next week because I wanted to talk more about the North London derby. But I do think before we finish, we do need to just talk a little bit more about Burnley and what's coming up. So we played Burnley on Sunday lunchtime. I think it's literally a 12 kickoff, isn't it? Like 12, yeah. That's going to be tough, I think. I think it's going to be a tough game, but I'm feeling good. I'm feeling like the team know what they have to do, and I feel like we can go and do it. And then, providing we do win that game, we will go above Arsenal by 2 points. And they have to go to St James's Park on Monday night. And it's the last game of the season at St James's Park. It's sold out. I don't know. I genuinely don't know. On paper, you look at that and think Arsenal should win that game and win it okay. But Newcastle away is never an easy game. You like the travel up there. Do you know what I mean? It's like it's one of those awkward ass games, like Stoke used to be. You know, it's a pain in the
Yeah.
ass place to go. I mean, I've seen the weather forecast. Apparently, it's going to be hammering it down with rain as well. Just this is the degree I've looked into this. By the way, going to be cold, raining on a Monday night. They've had a right hammering off their local rivals. They've got to travel up there. You know, a few of them are injured. A couple of them are now suspended. Ben White's just back from injury. He's going to have to start because they're short of defenders. You know, you just want a couple of Newcastle players. I don't know, man. How do you feel about it? I'm kind of building myself up here for a fall, I fear. But what do you think? Do you think we got a chance of being ahead of them at the end of this weekend?
Yeah, I do really worry about Burnley because
Yeah.
I was trying to think of, isn't there a saying? I don't know if you could think of it where it's the kind of the come down after
Well,
the
yeah,
main
after the
event.
Lord Mayor's show.
Yeah, that's the one. Yeah, that's the one. So I got that fear, but look, even if we win 1-0, like
Yeah.
it comes off Royale's bum. Do you know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah.
Like, I'll take the 1-0. I don't care how it happens.
I
We
agree.
win.
I agree.
And we get that 3 points. We put the pressure on them. So you look at it, right? And you, like you say, on paper, Arsenal should beat Newcastle. But
Yeah.
I know we're looking for factors. But I think people underestimate, especially at the end of the season, when you're playing a team that have literally got nothing to play for. They've got nothing to play for. Newcastle.
Yeah.
They're safe. They're not playing for Europe. They're just in the middle of the table. You know, there's nothing. Their season's done. You know.
Yeah.
So there's literally no pressure on them. They can just play.
And it's
their
the last
football,
home
you know,
game. You know, the players know in your last home game of the season you do a lap of honour, and losing a game and then doing a lap of honour sucks.
Do you remember when? Because I think you mentioned it. Didn't you mention it last podcast when we had to beat them to finish in the top four, and they ended up walloping us 5-1.
Yeah.
And did they get? I think they'd already been relegated. I think.
Yeah, they had already been relegated. They owe us.
So
is what we're saying.
There's no
they
pressure.
Owe us a favour. Yeah. I will stop campaigning against the blood money of their owners. I will stop calling them the barcodes. I will genuinely stop mimicking the accent. Well, hey man, I will knock all that on the head if you can get a result against Arsenal. A draw would do. Just don't let them win, boys. Just don't.
A draw would be fine. Yeah.
Listen to me, my Newcastle brethren. This is the appeal direct to you right now. Please, please, please do that. And this is my appeal to Tottenham Hotspur. Please, please, please beat Burnley. The one thing
I would be showing as much as we can.
Mate, the one thing I'd say that I like, and this again is something with me. Antonio Conte, post-match interview, just beat Arsenal 3-0. They want to talk about it. He's like, yeah, we enjoy this, but it means nothing if we lose to Burnley. And that's what happened last time. Remember, it was Burnley beating us 1-0 that basically made Conte question whether he could manage anymore. He absolutely snapped after that result. If anyone thinks for 1 minute he is not wanting to put that right, and he is not saying to every player, you lot, against them last time, let me down. You let yourselves down. You let the fans down. Worst of all, you let poor Joe Lewis down. No, I don't think that would be the worst of all. I don't think anyone would care about that. But just worst of all, you let yourselves down, and you'll be on at them, even if they're not doing like insane preparation physically because they're just still coming out. I think today, whilst they're in their ice baths, he's just going to be on at them. Like, I can't believe you lost to this lot last time. I can't believe you're going to do that to me again. Would you personally look me in the eye? He's just going to be on at them. Like, Eric, if they score tomorrow, mate, what are you doing? What are you doing with your life? All of them are just have this innate fear in their brains. Oh no, can't lose. This gotta win. But again, it's our last home game. What happens after the last home game? Lap of honour. The players, do they want to be doing that if they've dropped points to Burnley? Hell no. Absolutely. Hell no. We have got to be up for it, and we got to play. And it's, mate, I'm feeling like it's right there. And this weekend, I think it's this weekend. I think if we win and they win this weekend, I don't think Everton will do anything for us on the last day. Everton are safe, and their players have been shocking all season. the minute they're safe, I think all of them are on the beach. Do you know what I mean? I don't think there's a squad spirit there. I don't think there's a... The only player at that Everton squad who might try against Arsenal will be Dele Alli if he even gets on the pitch. And there is something quite beautiful as an idea of Dele scoring an Everton winner. Yeah. I think Eric Dyer might buy him lunch for that. But yeah, I if it goes to the last game, of course there's still a chance, but I wouldn't feel... I feel this weekend is it. I feel we beat Burnley, Newcastle gets something against them, and then it goes to the last game, and it's in our hands again, and then we'll balls it right up.
Against Norwich,
yeah. We lost 5-1 to relegated Norwich. How did that happen? No, we're fifth. We've secured Europa League. When Antonio Conte took over from Nuno, I don't think any of us predicted he'd be able to achieve that. I really don't. It wasn't that long ago where it felt like an 8th place finish was on the cards. The talk of us getting a Champions League spot at one point was laughable. And now we're taking it to the final games of the season where we are trying to get it. And of course it's massive. Of course it's important. Whichever one of us gets it, the recruitment, everything changes. So everything crossed. We will be back next Thursday, our usual time slot, where we will hopefully be talking about the final game of the season and what a wonderful win it was over Burnley and what an amazing, beautiful club Newcastle United are. But that's the hope. That is the hope. But for everybody listening, we hope you've enjoyed this as much as we did. It's not every season. In fact, it's not been for 39 seasons that we beat Arsenal by 3 goals in the league. So don't let anybody tell you can't enjoy it. Make sure you enjoy it. And most of all, everyone, you take care.
Take care, mate.
Thank you for listening to the Spurs News Podcast. We hope that you enjoyed the show. Stay up to date with all things Tottenham. Follow us on social media. All links are in the podcast description.
Everybody needs to stay to the end. There's a treat for you.